The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, looking good, Billy Ray. Feeling good, Lewis. Here we are at the offices of 100 South Broad Street, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And ladies and gentlemen, I have a very important announcement to make. There is trouble in River City here at TFNN. We have someone in the den that is posting stuff that is under suspect. Yesterday, the person goes under the name of Dudette in the UK. I don't know who she is, but they say she roams the area of the Upper East Side in New York, using UK as a cover. We don't fall for that here at TFNN. Yesterday, she posted that this was 15 points before it got there. She posted that the S&P would get to 2310. Ladies and gentlemen, please, it got to 2309 and a half, for heaven's sakes. We can't handle stuff like this at TFNN. For heaven's sake, get your act together. We had a meeting about it last night, and we've decided through our good leader, Mr. Tom O'Brien, we're going to give you one other chance. So try to work a little better, refine your numbers a bit if you can. And of course, if it hits 2310 today, just disavow this. What a call. I thought that was great. Unfortunately, my order was at 2309.75, didn't get filled. Anyway, let's just get on to the next one, folks. Uh-oh, someone even knows her name. Shut the front door and raise the rent. Hold on just a second. Reminds me the last time I was right, back in 1980, was it 88 or 89? I don't remember which was. One of those years I had a... Okay, let's take a look here at this chart that she was talking about yesterday. That 1.618 level up there measures to 2310, and we got to 2309.5. We'll probably get to 23 to 10 day right after the opening because everybody in the world wants to buy stocks, and they're probably right. So we'll see if that's the case. But she's done a great job. We got to take our hats off to her because it doesn't take anyone to hide in the bushes and not say anything. But when you put your work on the line, you know, everybody's there to take pot shots at us. And believe me, I got pock marks all over my chest, my legs, my arms, my back, everywhere where people have thrown vegetables at me over the years. But, you know, it's neither here nor there. Okay, let's move on. Let's take a look at this chart here. We've seen the DAX chart. It's been in a downtrend since the 27th. We have this solar eclipse. Let's try it again, Larry. We have this lunar eclipse and a full moon today, and it's absolutely a beautiful full moon. If you get a chance to go out and look at it, it's really nice. That's right. Someday it's chicken poop. Some days it's chicken salad. It depends on how you make it. So, all right. Let's take a look at the stock that is in the news. It is getting the heck battered out of it, and that is the TWIT. Hold on one second here. We'll get it up here. This stock, I just don't understand what's going on with all the free press he gets every day with the POTUS giving all his twits in there. You'll notice the thing trades pretty nicely. You know, we had a big ABCD up there when it was going to be bought out by everybody. And then, of course, the next day they said, well, maybe we won't buy it out. So it goes from 25 to 16. Then it rallies up to a 382 retracement. We just finished a Gartley the day before yesterday at 18 and change. And now the stock is trading down around 16. If this stock gets much below 13, it's probably going to be able to be taken over at a very, very cheap price, like the order of about $8 to $10 would be my guess. But I'm not a social network person. I've never done anything on Facebook or Twitter, and I did for two reasons. One, technically it's too challenging for me, and also I just it'd just be overwhelming to me to do that. So anyway, we'll see what happens with this. Anyway, we'll watch it. Okay, the rest of the market. Well, this lunar eclipse should really mean something today, especially with the full moon. I talked to Bill Meridian. Bill still feels that we're going to have a down February, if you can believe that. That means you're going to have one hell of a move to the downside, getting the Dow down about at least 1,500 points, 1,500 points, in order to make it down, I believe. But he still feels comfortable about that. Also, he mentioned the fact that Bill Meridian from Cycles Research, that we're having a pretty good rally in oil today. We've rallied in the last 2 days. We've rallied a little over $2.50 a barrel. We're approaching this magical 54.40 level. If we can take that out and the 55 level per barrel, we've got a really good chance at $64 a barrel oil. That's in the face of that's in the face of very, very negative fundamentals. Everybody's making fun of me, folks. That's why I'm laughing. It's okay. It's okay. Anyway, we'll watch that if we get above that level in the crude. It didn't quite make our price. It missed our what do you call it? The target price. We were looking at oil at $50.50 a barrel. It missed it by about 70 cents. So we'll see that. That's what's going on with that. We'll see how it's going on. So, by the way, folks, this afternoon on Steve Rhodes' show, he's having Charles Bitterman, chairman of the Trim Tabs Investment Research, will be his guest. So if you get a chance, listen to that. Steve has a great show, and Charles Bitterman is one of the real heads-up guys in this business. So it's really very, very interesting. The question is whether that's a head and shoulders pattern in the DAX, and it just doesn't have the symmetry that I like to see. But on a shorter term, over the last couple of days, it is. But I like to look at it a little larger time frame than the 30 minutes. So that's the main thing. Well, we hit some major areas yesterday with that 23.0950, and with the opening today, I would not be surprised if we hit that, make another new high up there. I just everybody just so doggone bullish. I assume that they're all going to be right all at the same time. But if we take a look at the Russell, you'll notice on the Russell, this is the one that led the pack up, and it has not been the leader here. You see, we topped way back in December, on December the 12th, and we've not exceeded that high. We've only come back to the 61% retracement of this high again. And of course, we've got an ABCD there just a little bit higher today. That's why I think that we could be a little bit higher this morning. And so far, we are running a little bit higher. So we'll see what's happening, because we could go. You're right. We could go to the moon. This might be a July 20th. 1969? Was it 69? July 20th, 1970 wasn't when the Aldrin, Collins, and Armstrong landed on the moon. Does anybody want to guess? Let's just have a little test here. What was the second best article after we landed on the moon on July 20th, 1969? Does anybody remember? It was Ed Kennedy driving his Oldsmobile in Chappaquiddick. Okay, that's it. We'll be right back. Yeah. See you later. Alligator.
TFNN is excited to offer a brand new piece of market scanning software unlike anything the industry has ever seen. John Logan and his team have spent years developing their market profile tools to finally be able to release the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. And right now, you can get a 2-week trial absolutely free just by visiting TFNN.com and providing us your name and email address. The TAS Profile Scanner Plus is the premier market profile-based scanner in the industry, powered by the acclaimed TAS Taz proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner is a standalone desktop software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Within 3 minutes of signing up, you can have the software downloaded and running on your computer with a complete roadmap of market indicators and inflection points to trade off using the Taz Profile Scanner Plus. Sign up today and try this amazing piece of software by visiting TFNN.com.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen, live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den, absolutely free, for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN and you'll find the Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video, giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. Larry takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Okay, folks, before we get to the next chart, which is the New York Stock Exchange Index chart, as you can see, it's just about ready to, it should this morning be a little bit higher, which will take us up and take out the high that we made, back there on the 27th of January, which was the new moon. And of course, we have a full moon and lunar eclipse right now. We had a request to give what I thought was one of the funniest things that ever happened to me while I was trading on the floor in Chicago. There were a bunch of them, but one of the strangest, and it was funny and also had a little bit of a sad background to it. It was in the T-bill pit, and T-bills back in the 80s was the place to trade. I mean, it wasn't the S&P. The S&P was trading at about 105, and T-bills had interest rates, at 12-13%. So bills were swinging $2,000 a day, which, is a huge amount. Now we're at zero interest. But one of the traders, Rocco, was stuck really bad, and he had been losing, and he got into the middle of the pit, and it's right above with the gallery where people were looking down. And he dropped his pants, and he said, lifted up his arms, and he said, "Go ahead, cut it off." He said, "I've already lost everything. You might take the rest of it." And of course, they carried him off. He had basically lost everything, but he'd pretty much lost his mind too. And 2 days later, they found him. He had hung himself in his apartment, but it was funny and sad at the same time. The two things that you could not do on the floor without getting a really bad fine, and cursing was a $250 fine, and if you showed money in the pit, if you showed any cash in the pit or on the floor, that was a $500 fine. And the only time I saw that enforced was I was trading next to the Schneider brothers. These was a third-generation Merck firm, and little Richie Schneider had just started to trade, and his dad told him he had made a his dad told him to, he had made a bad trade, and his dad told him to go into the pit and correct the trade. And he came back and he had his trading card, and his dad looked at it. He said, "You did the exact opposite." He says, "Well, Dad, I know I'm going to get it back, so I doubled up." And he said, "Give me your money clip." And so he handed his dad his money clip, had about probably about $100 in it, and Jimmy just took the money and just threw it into the pit. And immediately, a couple of the guys at the police there, well, I don't know what they're called, police, but the people that watch over this stuff immediately came over to him and, warned him. And of course, he had to pay a $500 fine. And he reached over and he took the badge off Richie's jacket and just ripped it off, ripped it off his shirt. Well, it was actually the CME badge, the yellow badges, and it was blue badge. It was IMM. It was a blue badge, blue jacket. And anyway, he said, "I have to teach you a lesson." He said, "This is my money." He said, "I put you through college, and you're here to make money. You do as I tell you, or you're not going to be down here anymore." And I don't think Richie forgot that. So anyway, they're still trading somewhere over Chicago. It's not on the floor like it used to be. That's neither here nor there. But anyway, the New York Stock Exchange Index should make a new high this morning. We're very, very close on some of these other things. Somebody please let me know. Yeah, it's a beautiful, this is true, Duffy, but that's the way that they learn down there. You got to learn the hard way. The old Chinese adage is, the smart man learns from his mistakes, but the wise man learns from the mistakes of others. And that's the whole key. Unfortunately, I was of the first variety. I always had my head banged into it 1,000,000 times, and sometimes 2,000,000 times before I figured, that's it. So we'll see. We'll see how it ends up. Anyway, we'll be looking at some of these things. We've already talked about that importance of the price of 23.10. Is really good. The euro is breaking. That's another reason to think that interest rates are going to be going higher. We've had a big sell-off in bonds after that false breakout that we had on Wednesday. It reversed almost all of it. If we get below 50 in the Treasury bonds, you're going to be looking at some pretty higher rates relatively quickly, because it was a big-time false breakout in the market for the Treasury. So just keep an eye on that one. It's very, very important. Please let me know if we hit 23.10. I'm not able to watch the prices at the same time because I can't walk and chew gum at the same time. But let me know if we hit 23.10 in the S&P, please. I would like to make it a formal apology. Yes, that's good. But if we get to 23.10, I want to make a formal apology to the dudette up there on the Upper East Side. Her address is 756 East 82nd. Oh, never mind. Forget that was a Freudian slip. All I know is it's around the corner from Trump Tower, one of those big penthouses. Well, I better get off the medication. Hold on one second. Let's take a look at what's really count here. Since we're talking about the euro, this is something that we've been waiting for. We've thought that this was going. Okay, I'll be quiet. This is a really nice chart in the index. We've been watching this. This was equivalent when we hit that level in the U.S. dollar at just 99 and change. You'll see that was the old high that we made back in October. The market retraced to it. You'll see that the bottom on election night, that was exactly 61% retracement. And now we're trading very close to the 101 level now in the dollar index. It looks like it's starting to go higher, i.e., lower euro. That 108 level has certainly held it, and it looks like it wants to at least give a great deal of resistance at that time. So someone's asking me, what do they serve for breakfast in Tucson? Well, there's only one thing, and that is Miss Sarah makes the best smoothies on the western side of the Mississippi, and I have some people that will testify to that, and it's very good for you. It's good and healthy. And as soon as we get a break, we usually go over and have some huevos rancheros at the Guadalajara restaurant along with the morning margarita. Then you can get into your trading very, very heavily. So we'll see what's someone asked what Sarah puts in them. She uses strawberries, raspberries, blueberries, banana, orange, kiwi, and I think that's it. There's 6 things in there, so we'll see. Okay, the oil chart. That is the April contract that I'm looking at. We'll see. Don't use any kale. The kale, that's not in the Italian menu book. We don't use that. We use garlic instead of kale, but not garlic in smoothies. You guys are getting me off the beaten path here, and I'm going to be into big trouble. Let's take a look here at this euro, because hold on one second, and we will take a look at this. Just 1 second here. Got to put this chart up, and we'll see it. This is the euro breaking down. As you can see, once we broke that 106.50 level, we're starting to break now. We're down near the 106 level in the euro, and that usually means that the trend is down. You notice that this last rally that we had on the 8th and 9th, both of those were right at the 38% retracement of the high we made back when we touched that 108 level. So that's the main thing to keep. And at least we know one of these markets I can analyze correctly. I certainly can't get the stock market right.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters. In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Okay, we're back, folks, and we are watching the stocks opening higher today, as always. and we'll see if these are going to continue on. Remember, we have a little bit of resistance up here at this 2310 level in the stock market, and we'll see if that's going to mean very much or not. We'll have to wait and see. Let's take a quick look here at one other thing that I think is important, and that is the fact that the VIX index, folks, I don't understand when you have the stock market up 160 Dow points, the NASDAQ up 40, the S&P up almost 20, and the VIX index can't even make a lower low on the week. Does that mean anything, boys and girls? It used to, technically, but, I guess not. That's neither here nor there. But we couldn't take out the highs of last week, let alone the lows of that we made back in late January. I don't know if it's just people are just getting tired, but the open interest just keeps increasing. So there more and more are shorting it. So that's the main thing. By the way, yesterday with the Dow up 160 points, the Dow Jones E-mini contract had a drop in open interest. The NASDAQ, which is about 60% more volume than that one, had a slight increase, and we had a slight increase in the S&P, which is 10 times the volume that we get in the Dow Jones. So the Big Daddy Rabbit is still increasing open interest. So it's still going higher. So those are the main things that we want to keep an eye on as we look at some of these things going on this morning in the market. But we've got a very, very powerful lunar eclipse and a full moon. And whether that's going to mean anything to the markets or not, remains to be seen. But, frankly, it's gone a lot higher. Well, that's the understatement of the year. It's gone a lot higher than I thought it could go, and I can guess it go a whole lot higher. But there's a lot of patterns that are still here. We still haven't broken some of the key patterns in the NASDAQ. In the NASDAQ is still okay because of the composite could go on a little bit higher. But the New York Stock Exchange Index nor the Russell, both of those have been behind the times a little bit. And considering how strong these markets are, it's really surprising to think they couldn't be pulled up with this. But we'll see what's going to happen by the end of the week. But this is a really key period to take a look at. Let's take a quick look here. We want to take a look at soybeans, folks. I want to just show you this. This is the new crop soybeans coming out. We got to really start watching this. Mr. Z in the room will be watching it for us all the time. He's given us some of the best trading signals in this in a long time. But as you can see here, we had a crop report yesterday that was supposed to be a little bit bearish, but the market sold off and came right back. Right now, it's just setting right at the 78% level over the past 10 days. And as long as we stay below 1083 a bushel, we're at 1073 right now in July soybeans. That's what we look at. Now, July soybeans, that will be old crop beans. So new crop beans will be in November. So we're going to be watching these very, very closely, because if we start running out of beans, the July soybeans become very, very valuable, July and August. So that's the main thing to see how things are going to be going on. Someone's asked me to comment on natural gas. Believe me, if there's any subject I should know is natural gas. Give me 1 second here, and I will put up a chart of natural gas, but it's going to take me just a minute, so hold on just a second here, and we'll take a look at this. And boy, we're getting a lot of volatility in this stuff. We have to say that the S&P, we're going to make that 2310, boys and girls. I'm almost sure of it. Hold on just a second here. Let me get the natural gas up. There must have been a report or something that came out, or they're just jockeying for a position. See, natural gas starts with an N, doesn't it? Yeah, there we go. Hold on a second here. Yeah, well, it hasn't really done very much. It's still on a down move, as near as I can tell here. If you'll give me a second, we'll put this up here, and we'll be able to take a quick look at it anyway, if nothing else. Hold on. Oh, I have to put it in a file first. It's the only way I can get it to you, boys and girls. So just give me a second here, and I'd hate to waste the time to talk something that I know very little about. All right, let's go to the natural gas. I believe this is it right here. And as we put it up, you'll see that we're almost at I didn't get a chance to draw this in, but we're almost at a 78% retracement. We're a little below the 61% retracement that came in around 310. We're 302 right now. I wouldn't touch this until we looked at it at the 786, because then you'd have multiple ABCD patterns forming at that time. So that's what I would be watching as we look at some of those things as we look at it. So we do have new highs in the S&P, the Dow, and everybody. The NQ, did it make a new high too? Huh. No, it hasn't made a new high yet. But we're 2309 and a quarter. Well, we're getting closer to the 2310. We're going to see what that does in just a little bit. We'll do one thing at a time here. Well, the Nasdaq hasn't even come anywhere close to the old high. It's still 13 handles down from that. So I don't know if that's going to mean a whole lot or not. Okay, let's move on to another question that someone had as we were going through some of this stuff here, and that is the corn market. We had the same situation in beans that we had in corn, only the corn situation looks a little bit better. I want to. This is what's important about this is the corn, folks. Folks, we have record. I mean, they got so much. They can't even store this stuff. We have so many crops, and yet the market's not going down. Somebody is anticipating a food shortage. I mean, I can't figure it out, but that's what it looks like. I mean, why won't prices go down when you have bearish news? That's one of the the key things that you want to remember. In Bernard Baruch's book, his autobiography, his own called My Own Story, he talked about that. He spent a half a chapter on how to react to the news, and also Jesse Livermore did the same thing. You know what I mean? That's the main thing of looking at it. So that's the main thing. I don't know what you mean by the 52.27 all-time high today. Is that the cash index? Because the futures haven't done that, but we'll see what's going to go on. But well, one thing or another. All right, let's get back to the gold market. I don't think I have covered yet. Have I covered gold? I haven't even covered the gold yet. Yes, futures did it overnight. Of course, yes, they did it overnight for sure. We need to talk about the gold because I think we've got we've had a $22 correction now off of the bottom here. Where's my gold chart? I put it up here because I had so much to talk about it and I can't find it. Boy, this is sad. Shut the front door and raise the rent. Anyway, we're looking for, this is a lunar eclipse, as we said, in a full moon. We're down $22 in the gold. If it turns today and becomes pretty strong, we're probably got a major bottom here in it. That would be what I would be thinking if we do that. We went down to that 1222 level. That was $24 off the bottom. All previous corrections have not been more than 20. So it's either going to have a little more correction to the downside, or we're going to be looking at a market that is getting ready to explode to the upside. If we close above 1238 today, I would not want to be short gold. 877-927-6648.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you like it does me, visit everbank.com/TFNN to find out what they can do for you. Again, that's everbank.com/TFNN. Visit them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
TFNN has put together the finest live programming lineup each trading day, featuring some of the most knowledgeable and respected financial minds in the nation to educate traders and investors. On Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we broadcast 9 hours a day starting at 8 a.m. as John Logan kicks us off each trading day with the Global Market Pulse. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we broadcast 11 hours. Get an early and healthy start to your day as Nico and Paige bring you Living a Primal Lifestyle. Then catch Andy Hecht at 5 p.m. with the Commodities Hour, following the Tom O'Brien Show. Mondays and Fridays, catch live trading on the Nadex platform with host Tom and Tommy O'Brien, along with Daryl Martin on the Bull Bear Binary Option Hour. See the TFNN program lineup via the link on the front page of TFNN.com to get a complete overview of our TFNN shows and hosts. And keep TFNN's Tiger TV tuned in on your mobile device, PC, or Mac for the latest financial news and information throughout the broadcasting day. TFNN, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
The Bull Bear Binary Option Hour, sponsored by Nadex. Up next on TFNN.
Okay, folks, we were talking about how the markets sometimes respond to good news or bad news. If you stop and think of it, folks, if you're in a position and you get really, really bad news on your stock and it doesn't go down, my goodness, that's got to be the most bullish thing you could be. In 1987, when we had the crash on October the 19th, there were only 13 issues in the whole New York Stock Exchange that were up that day. Stop and think of that for a minute, folks. You got the Dow, the worst day it had ever had, down 16% in one day, 555 points, and there were 13 stocks that were still up. Do you realize how somebody must know something to buy stuff when the world is falling apart? So when you see that happen again, you know, that's the main thing that you want to be looking at. It looks like we've hit our 2310, I think. Did we? Oh, no, 2375. We're just really close. I put my limit minder in, so we'll hit it in just a second. Let's just be patient, and then we're going to have the sound of one hand clapping for East 82nd Street in New York. So we only need another tick. Somebody put a buy order in for heaven. There we go. She did it. I apologize. You're the best. Thank you, Dudette, for all you do. Whether it stops here or not doesn't make a whole lot of difference. But to make that call in front of everybody is really an important thing to pay a lot of attention to. So we'll see. The thing is that if it doesn't get any higher than, say, 23.11 and a quarter, I'd have to say we have to give the young lady a big gold star. And if it stops here at 23.10, we should have some type of a party that would, tell everybody that, gee, that's a heck of a call. And the fact that it's had so much trouble here just in the last day or two, 23.10 again. Oh, maybe it's a stop by at 23.10 and a quarter. We'll have to wait and see. Okay, let's move on to the next one, and that is, hold on one second with me. I know you guys are very sad that you don't have a guest on today, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Oh, someone's asked a question to post this chart again on the S&P, and I'll bring it up here. This is a longer term. This is a daily chart, but the 1.618 measures to 2310. It's also the ABCD structure coming off the Brexit low of June, the election night low when we were down 60 handles. In the S&P, the Dow Jones was down 800 points. It was the largest drop we'd ever had in one day in the futures. That was even more than the biggest drop we'd had during 2009, when we were down 770 points overnight in one of those. But this is the number that we're looking at as we look at some of these things that we're watching right here. Okay, that's basically what we're looking at that time. And remember, this is a very emotional full moon type day with a lunar eclipse, so anything is looking at it. The question has been asked, is Bill Meridian still bearish? And the answer is yes. And he still thinks we're going to be down for February. And you stop and think what the market has to do to be down for February. It'd have to be something really, really dramatic. What I don't understand is how this VIX index can hold up with all of this stuff that's going on with the market making new highs and the Dow up 160 and all that stuff. That just doesn't make any sense to me. Can someone tell me what's the high? How much is the Dow Jones up right now? Can someone tell me? Because I don't get that data while I'm doing this show, which is a little bit of a challenge. It should be up about 80 or something, shouldn't it? How much is the Dow up? Okay, Dow's up 58. Thank you very much, Terry. That was about as I expected. So that's an interesting chart also. So we'll watch it a little bit closer as we go through and look at this. So we'll see as we move through here and take a look at some of these things. Okay, let's take a look at the currencies one more time. Folks, this is where the ball game is. Let's get this dollar index up to take a look at it, because this is what you want to focus on. As long as the U.S. dollar stays above that 99 level that we made 6 days ago, this dollar index has got legs. It could really go a whole lot higher. We came back and touched those highs from the old, from October. And folks, you can't make this stuff up. I mean, why does it do that? Why does it stop at the old highs, which happened to be an exact 618 retracement? This is when we were hitting the 108 level in the euro. And we had all of those, numbers coming together at that time. So it's very, very important to pay attention to this dollar index, because we're above 101 now. So that's it. We had a pretty good run, and we'll see what it's going to do. Now, whether this is going to be a test or not, we'll see. But of the 20 should be the 101.90 level would be the 61% retracement level as we go through here. All righty. It's all right. We had one other question. Let's see where it is. Okay, hold on. I got to pull it up here. Oh, this is the one I'm watching. Here's a stock, long-term. This is one that I have on my watch list. This is the stock of American Express. We're at the 61% retracement up here at this 78.50 level. We've been here now for well over 2.5 weeks. We haven't been able to, break above that 79 and change level. So keep an eye on this, because if this market ever does turn over, this is a bearish Gartley. In a bear market. This is still a long-term bear market. If you look at long-term, of course, I'm going back, a couple years, but short-term, between 2016, we just completed a big ABCD there in American Express. So that's another one that looks very, very interesting, to keep an eye on, because all of that means that it could be, pretty interesting. So we'll see. All right, she making correction here about Norm Winsky. We had him on yesterday, and he talked about usually after a solar eclipse you get a 1.7% down, and that means that would be what, 150, 200 points in the Dow, which we have so much emotionalism here, folks. Anything could happen. That's for sure. If we take a quick look here from one of our friends over in the UK, sent an interesting chart, very similar to the chart by the infamous Dudette of the Upper East Side. You'll see here is the same type of chart showing the ABCD sell patterns over a little bit longer time frame, and that's what we're watching here. You're seeing the same type of a thing. Now that arrow pointing down is what we call in technical parlance a hopeful arrow. So if you're shorting, you're looking for the market to, have some type of a sell-off. But you can see the AC legs down there. That was the Brexit low, and then the C leg is the low for the election. And now this is completing all of that. So if it is completing all that, remember these patterns do fail. You've got to remember that. So we'll see. We are 85% water. Is what our body is made up. The other 15% are the minerals and stuff. But in my case, it's more or less 80% water, 17% BS, and the rest of it would be 3% essential minerals. So we'll see how it's going to work out as we go through some of these things as we're watching. So that's all we have to do now is just to wait to see what's going on. We're still near the highs, and it's really strange. We're near the lows in the NASDAQ and near the highs on the thing. I can see that from the telly. So that's very interesting. Folks, pay attention to this gold market. Believe me, this thing really has potential a move. So keep an eye on it. 877-927-6648.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge, heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Okay, we're back, folks, and we're going to have Rick Anderson on Tuesday, I believe, will be the day we're going to have him on the show. Finally, it's been a couple of weeks. We've had the grain report out yesterday, and we'll see how the markets are going to react to that. But the wheat has now taken out the highs of yesterday, which was a 78% retracement, which usually means we're probably going to go a little bit higher in wheat is what it looks like. So these grains, even though they have some bearish fundamentals, they're acting like somebody wants to own them. I know there's a lot of hedge funds and stuff that buy this stuff, but they have access to the fundamentals that everybody else does too. So sort of pay attention to that, because markets that can't go down because they have bad news can only go one way, and that's up. By the way, we have not taken out the lows of yesterday yet in the VIX index. It's within a penny, and I'm not sure whether it's going to happen or not, but we'll keep a very, very close eye on that. The other thing is, remember, it is a lunar eclipse and a full moon, so you're going to see craziness out there, folks, and just about everything. So drive carefully and be sure that you take precautions around you on a defensive nature. That's enough for the fatherly advice, but there's more of that stuff goes on during these eclipses, during lunar eclipses, with the full moon than any other time. That's just one of the more powerful of the cycles. It's even more important than a new moon and solar eclipse. So that's the main thing to keep an eye on that. So we'll see what's happening. I'm a little disappointed that we didn't get above the 2310 level, but it's still early in the day. We'll probably do that in just a matter of a few minutes. And Miss Dudette will be proven right for once and for all. We are already here at TFNN. We're preparing a little trophy. In fact, it's about 4.5 feet high, solid gold, of course. And we are going to present that to her in 2.5 years if the S&P has not taken out the 2310 level. So please start buying, folks. All right, boys and girls, that's about it. These lips of mine are getting tired of flapping around. Sorry for the show today. I should have been a little bit better. 877-927-6648.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.